we've told you a lot about how fun this team is to watch and how fun these guys have been to talk to. And I think today's guest is really indicative of that, because we were talking to Colby Wilkerson about his teammates and things like that. He was like, you got to have Alex on. I really want Alex to tell his story. Well, we had no choice but to say, Alex Madera, come join us on the pod.
Once Colby Wilkerson tells you something, it is in law.
Once our booking agent, Colby Wilkerson, books you for a slot, you got to be here. So, Alex, thanks so much for being with us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Incredible weekend at Boshamer Stadium. What was it like at field level?
Oh, my God. It was incredible. I mean, the atmosphere was just electric. The fans were amazing. And, I mean, obviously just, especially this last game, such a team game. I mean, it was incredible.
This whole weekend, it felt like intense, right? Like, I mean, there were no kind of lazy innings out there from Friday all the way through Monday. Just, as a player, is that hard to stay locked in that kind of atmosphere, that kind of where every moment matters? Or is that just, you're just in it and it doesn't matter?
I feel like, honestly, it locks you in a little bit more, because like you're into every single game, and you know you got to be locked in for every single pitch no matter what. Obviously, you got to be locked in, when you're up big, down big, whatever the case is, you got to be locked in. But I feel like when it's a close game, it's just, I mean, for me, it makes me locked in a little bit more.
Can you, because if you're watching with us, we're going to go through a couple of key plays that Alex was involved in at the end of that Monday game against LSU, and we're going to get to that in just a second. For folks who don't know, if they've just now maybe started watching Carolina baseball, or they're jumping in here late in the year, can you take us just quickly through your story on how you got here, because it is pretty wild?
Yeah, so I started at a Division III school, Arcadia, and I entered the portal my senior year, and obviously, my coach knew that I wanted to play Division I baseball. That was the dream. That was the goal. I mean, I've always been a huge UNC fan. People that don't know that, huge UNC basketball fan. Like, my favorite thing in the world is UNC basketball. So, but huge UNC fan, and I got some offers. Was talking to a bunch of different schools, and as soon as Coach Forbes contacted me, it was over. I was coming here no matter what.
So, I mean, Division III to Division I is no small step. Was there an adjustment at all for you? Were you ready to go right when you got here? What was that like?
No, I mean, there's definitely an adjustment. I mean, obviously the guys, I feel like, was the biggest thing for me. Coming from a Division III school, you think these guys are going to be like they're going to big league you in a way, and they're going to be like, oh, like he's just a Division III guy, like he's not that good, this and that. But they welcomed me with open arms. I mean, they were awesome, and I mean, I think they were the biggest thing with the transition. They just helped me a ton.
I think people do assume it's this giant transition that no mere mortal could make. There is some good talent in Division III baseball that I think sometimes people don't realize.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, if you look at Ben Watson, the guy for Virginia Tech, he just set the single season hits record, and he was a fellow Division III guy. So I mean, it's just really cool to see what people can do.
What's the biggest difference off the field and some of the stuff you get to do?
Oh, I mean, obviously the gear, number one. I mean, at Arcadia, you get the 2 pairs of shorts, couple shirts. I mean, here you get 4 pairs of shoes, a bunch of different things. I mean, that's got to be the biggest thing. And then meals, I think, is another huge one. We're getting pregame meals, postgame meals. At Arcadia, it's like, all right, go get your food. Game's over. Like, go figure out what you're gonna eat with your roommates or something, or go make some food.
How'd you get to be a big Carolina basketball fan?
I mean, that's honestly a great question. I think when I was younger, I just loved the baby blue color, and like I think that's why I just fell in love with it. And a lot of my friends were Duke fans.
Yeah,
so
that's a smart move by you.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, I want to be a part of the rivalry, but I hated Duke, so I was just like,
Alex, you're just moving up this list, just every word you say here.
Just think how terrible your life would have been if you had chosen the wrong way on that. Yeah, what if you had just fallen in with the crowd?
Exactly.
That's why you go your own way, Jones.
Yeah. Yep.
That's right. Okay, so, and if you're audio only, you can still enjoy this, but obviously the video portion of this is going to make this even better. We've got a couple of key plays from late in the game on Monday night that Alex was a part of and is going to take us through. So we're going to start off in the 9th inning. Gavin Gallagher on second base, nobody out. Take us through what's going on here as we take a look.
Yes.
It's going to roll in just a second. Just
Sounds
set
good.
here we go. So take us through what. So hold on. I'll tell people what has happened. So you have already attempted a couple bunts, right?
Yep.
They both went foul?
Yes, the first one went foul, and I pulled back for a strike.
Pulled back on a
strike.
strike. So 2 strike count, and obviously, maybe if you're brand new to baseball, if you bunt and it's foul with 2 strikes, it's a strikeout.
Yep.
Okay, now take us through what's going on. So did you elect to do this, or was this the call?
No, this was the call.
Okay.
This was the call. I probably should have. Looking back at it, I probably should have took that pitch. It was definitely high.
All right, so rolling down the third base. This is as close as it gets to like perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't see this view, so this is my first time seeing it, and it's a lot closer than I thought. It's a lot closer than I thought. I mean,
so when you got the signal from Coach Forbes, who, by the way, is a very interested observer on this thing as he's watching it, what were you like? I mean, it's unusual to bunt with 2 strikes. Was it just like, okay, let's roll, or was it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of figured it was coming because, I was sacrificing there, so I should have been able to get it down the 2 pitches before and the one that I fouled off previously. So, I was kind of ready for it, but I feel like I kind of just chased out of the zone there. I tried to be too pretty with it, and I should have just, put it down.
You're very disappointed.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because at that moment, I was like, wow, like I probably just sold the game for us here. Like, all I had to do was get a sacrifice bunt down. I've bunted my whole life millions of times. Like, I've prided myself in getting that down. And not getting that down, I knew how big that was for us. And, coming back into the dugout when I came in there, talking to all the guys, they're all like, dude, Colby's gonna get you right here. He's gonna pick you up. He's gonna pick you up. And I mean, Colby came through so clutch.
By the way, I don't respect that LSU guy clapping in the. No, I mean he's just like a staff member for LSU. I don't like him being. All right, as the giant number 10 on our screen tells us, now we're going to go to the 10th inning. All right, so now we're tie game, 10th inning. Obviously, huge at bat. Take us through what's going on.
Oh, this was. Yeah, I mean, that scenario right there, I mean, it was a 3-2 count, and, I was sold out on a heater. Absolutely sold out on a heater. I told myself, he's throwing 96. He's throwing gas on the mound. I was like, you know what? If I get beat here by a slider, I get beat. I'm going to sell out for a heater. I'm not going to let him beat me with that. And, luckily he threw it heater pretty much right down the middle and, just push it up the middle.
I think at some point we've got a shot, like you knew it was through, like pretty early in your run down the first base line.
Yeah, they were. I mean, I was surprised the second baseman was playing me that much pull side, honestly.
Yeah, there we go. Look, I mean, the hand is up like 2 steps out of the box.
And it's perfect with the dejection on the mound.
Yeah, we are. Oh, here it goes. Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yep. That was awesome. I mean, I saw him so far shaded over. They gave me the whole middle, and I mean, obviously, I feel like that's what I do pretty well is hitting balls up the middle. So,
when you're in the box in a situation like that, do you hear anything that's going on?
Yes and no. Like when you step out, yes, but once you get in and you're ready, I feel like you don't hear anything. Like you kind of just black out and like don't remember anything. Like I don't remember running down the first at all.
Really?
Yeah, no, like not at all. I remember that though. Once I got 2 first, I remember getting hyped up. But running down the line,
you and Coach Riley just kind of yelling at each other, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he gets fired up.
Clutch like took your the glove thing out of your back pocket there. You didn't even notice it. That was clutch.
Yeah, he gets fired up. I love it.
All right, now this is final out of the ball game. So LSU's got a guy in scoring position, 2 outs. All right, we actually talked to Dalton about this. Were you scared at any moment with contact that this might be a home run?
I mean, initially off the bat, I was like, oh, like this might have a chance. And then I saw Honey going back, and I was like, all right, I mean, I like our chances with him going on any ball. And, I saw him kind of like coast a little bit, take 2 hard steps, and I saw him, and I was like, all right, he's got it. He's got it.
All right. Tate, now what's going through your mind as all this is happening? Final out secured. Obviously, and again, Carolina's ultimate goal is not to be regional champions, but this was an incredibly intense regional round. So what's going on there? We're getting a good shot of Alex hugging Colby Wilkerson too. What's going on through your mind?
Colby's actually saying, "You're going to be on the pod.
You want to do a podcast interview?"
Yeah, I mean, that shows it perfectly. The emotions. I mean, I was just so excited for our team to be able to get that win was huge for us. Obviously, we want to go to Omaha, and we want to do what this program hasn't done yet, and that's win a championship, and this is just a step in the right direction. But I mean, all the emotions, every guy on that field was just like super excited to win, and that's all we want to do at the end of the day is we're pulling for each other and just trying to win a ball game.
It feels like a big part of this team's success, especially as the year has gone on, has been improvement on the defensive side. I don't know if that was a strength early in the year, but it feels like as this year. And on Monday night, there were some huge defensive plays and even some plays that maybe looked routine that maybe weren't. I remember in particular, just from where I was seated, a little squirrely ground ball that came to you that kind of gave it a little bit, you made it look easy. What has led to that improvement in that side of things this year, which I do think has aided the team?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, Coach Forbes talks about it all the time. You can't win a championship without defense. And, I mean, defense is obviously huge. And Gavin and Parks, I mean, they made some incredible plays. Gavin made that play on Tommy White where he was going to his backhand down the third base line, and then Parks with that insane stretch on that ball, which was incredible. But yeah, I mean, every day we're just taking ground balls, trying to get better. We really work hard in pregame BP. We take that very seriously, where we're taking ground balls, trying to get live reads off the bat. I think that's just the biggest thing is just being bought in a little bit more. I feel like
when you thought about coming to play at North Carolina, was there any time at all where you were like, I wonder if I'll be able to do that?
I mean, no, not really, honestly. Like, I mean, obviously you want to come here and play, and obviously that's the biggest thing. But I mean, either way, you just want to be a part of this program. Like no matter what, you want to be a part of a program like this. When you were thinking about it, is this what it was like, or? Honestly, no. Like I didn't think it was going to be like this. I knew they had a lot of good players and a good team. And from watching them last year, I knew they were good. But I mean, I didn't think that they were going to be this good. Like we were going to be this good. It's incredible. These guys, they're insane.
Okay, two things. I heard this was after the game on Friday. You guys, I heard multiple guys talking about just the confidence in passing the bat to the next guy. What has allowed that level of, has it been just the success this year? Is it the camaraderie off the field? Like, what has fostered that confidence that you're like, hey, you know what? If I do what I need to do, I know the guy behind me is going to do what he needs to do too. I think it's just, the fact that we're all bought into, just the team itself and just like the process of winning a game. We're all bought in. And I mean, I think one of the big things is, our lineup is just so deep. And even on the bench, like Johnny comes in, he smokes a double. I mean, no matter what, somebody going into that box, they're going to compete, and they have a chance to leave the yard or at least get a hit or draw a walk, something. They're going to compete, and I think that's the biggest thing is just our lineup is stacked. All right. Final question for me. Now, people listening to the podcast haven't heard this yet. We're going to talk about it in the back half of the show. I need a player's perspective on this. Now, let me back this up by saying I've been to plenty of Carolina baseball games. I was fortunate enough to be there for some great moments, Carolina baseball history. But this was a story on Monday night. Literally, as soon as I walk into the Bosch, double play with the bases loaded, first inning, right?
Yeah.
So then get through the eighth inning, not much was happening offensively. I decided that I was bringing you guys bad luck and I had to go. So I left.
Wow.
Left after the eighth inning. You guys do what you did in the ninth and the 10th. Am I allowed to come back to the stadium for Super Regionals?
I mean,
this is tough.
Were you there the other games?
No, I didn't. That was the only game I came to this week. Now, I will say, I do. I have been there for great moments in the past. Plenty of them, but not this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. No, I'd say you could still go. I mean, the Bosch Magic will be there.
But if you look up in the stands on Friday and see Gems, will you be concerned?
Alex is like, we're screwed. We're in trouble this weekend.
Depends how the game's going. You might have to leave again.
Yeah,
but
maybe I can just play it by ear. Like, if it's like the 5th or the 6th and things aren't going well,
yeah, exactly.
Just cut bait.
What's the appropriate time to let it go?
I
I mean, we don't want it to get too deep.
Yeah, I'd probably say like the 5th or 6th.
Okay.
That's definitely a good call because we still got time.
Yeah, I'll just take the temperature and like the see where we are.
Exactly.
You're gonna see a line of people like escorting Jones
Looking
out of the
out,
stadium.
everybody looking around.
Okay, other than my attendance or lack thereof, what else is going to be important for you guys? Not just, I'm not talking about like the nuance of this matchup, but just in general this weekend and hopefully beyond for you guys to continue to be successful.
Yeah, I mean, I think just being process oriented, that's what Coach Forbes always talks about, just focusing on the process, focusing on ourselves, not worrying about, the opponent or the next game, just, trying to stay in the moment. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing for us. And then obviously the fans. I mean, the atmosphere was unbelievable. We definitely want that again this weekend for Supers, and, we're looking forward to it.